I'm not having cancer by myself and then not having psychiatric care. That's like going to war or being in a famine by yourself. Can't do that without guidance.
Oh, definitely.
Something that's significant. Yeah. I have no shame about. Here. I'm so excited to show you.
Yeah, it's better.
So, the most important thing you know is I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm pretending like I know how to write Shakespeare, opera, and symphony already. I just don't know all the parts of the music. That's what I'm pretending. All that I'm pretending is based on this chart from Chinese medicine that is very complicated, but look, it's just
very complicated.
But look, there's an ox and a guy.
Yeah.
And there's the twins. They're yin and yang. She's called the weaver, like needle pointing. That would be where you would go with the needle pointing. That's a child. That's our inner child. That's Buddha, and that's Lao Tzu. He's a philosopher.
Who's this?
Lao Tzu and the Buddha. Do you remember, like Buddhism?
Oh, okay.
So, but you see how it kind of looks like a human? It kind of looks like a person?
Yeah.
So, this is, if we were a chord, like a chord, this would be C, E, G. So if I was to play this like music, this was C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C.
Okay.
This is an octave, or I can play it like da, 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 da.
Okay.
Okay, so I just made this, and poof, now it's sheet music. Because I made it that way.
Huh.
Isn't that, this is how Chinese medicine doctors, though, contemplate they call it psycho-emotional pain. So this is like the lived experience of being alive. And all of these characters, this is me being, because I'm good at science. They map to, so like, it would be like, that's the score and these are the individual music instruments. These are all of our diaphragms in our body. We have more than just the one that helps us breathe with our lungs. So all of these colored bits here are they also go to here.
Okay.
So now I can, that's because of Chinese medicine. So here's my trick. Da, 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 because that's all I can remember from piano, because then I have to worry about fingering and multiple, I don't remember any of that. I haven't done this part yet, but now I can make these different diaphragms be different notes based on all these different characters. And then I can play music.
You mean once you've got that all figured out?
Yeah, because it does.
You can actually play it on the
Well,
piano?
it does stuff like this, right? So I turned the formal chart just for myself, just to see how I would do it. I turned it into a coloring book page, and then I colored it.
It's pretty.
Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And those are all the different entities, is what we would call them, because they're not real. They're just pictures. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Now all of those go with these. So this head one is Buddha. The heart one is, I don't know which one. We'll say it's that one. We'll say she's here. I had to have a computer tell me where it goes because I don't speak Chinese. So I used a Chinese medicine big database. And since I don't do anything invasive, I'm not prescribing herbs or anything. Mm-hmm. It's just based on the zone of where stuff is happening. But I still can use the Chinese medicine to know for sure that I'm putting everything where it should be, right? because like it's like music,
Uh-huh.
because I'm writing it like opera.
That's complicated.
It is, but hey man, you're my teacher, and Eugene is my teacher and my father. So here is a symphony score,
Well,
conceptually. I don't know, I'm making it up, but I actually do know. So remember when I was saying like a chord, da da da, on here, that I can turn, I call this the bean because it's easier. Da da da, right? C, E, G, C, E, G.
yeah.
So this is like it's in a globe, and this is like it's on a sheet of paper. So this would be like the symphony version,
Why?
because I want it to be. And it's just music, so it can be anything I want it to be.
Oh, all right.
It's just a different way of thinking about writing music, where I don't actually have to do the work of the writing of the music, okay? And I don't have to learn all the instruments. I can just say this is the strings, and based on whatever, I have a whole bunch of math that figures it out. It would be these notes, and this would be those notes, and this would be those notes. And now we can like sing songs and play music, and then it's going to like help our bodies vibrate these diaphragms. And this is partially how I survived all that cancer treatment by myself. I just didn't know I was doing it at the time, because it was all natural.
That's beyond me.
Well, here's what it turns into at the end. That's beautiful. That's just a rainbow.
That's pretty.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
If you look at it, it'll start to like look like it's moving a little bit. Do you see how like music, that reminds me of like a violin there? It just reminds me of that. So it's like a flower going down.
It's very pretty.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful. That's my art. I made that. And then you can also look at it this way, which would be more like the fire
Yeah, I like
coming
that.
up.
Yeah,
Isn't that cool?
yeah. It looks either way.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's a different mood though.
So this geometry is the same as da 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 as this. I just used the computer to turn it into this.
I don't get that.
That's because I'm a super genius. I'm not just a regular genius. I'm a super genius.
Your secret.
Super.
Oh, super.
I have a 165 IQ. That's as high as Einstein's. That's messed up.
Is that for real?
Yeah. So mom saw that very young and gave me a lot of problems that were impossible to solve, so that I would always be confused. I know she did this on purpose. And so when I was having cancer all by myself, I wasn't aware of it, but it was almost like I had mom over my shoulder. Like when I was practicing, she was always guiding me. It worked so well. Isn't that neat?
Yes, it is.
So this is the pretty, because all the pain is gone and it's over, okay?
That's pretty.
I have scary stuff. They're self-portraits based on when I had the paralysis that you missed. You didn't experience me paralyzed. I had that I was in California before I had cancer.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I
So
didn't
this
know
is,
that.
a lot of people don't. I'm gonna have an art show. I'm buying myself an art show. Why not?
Where are you gonna have it?
Somewhere in the city. Probably the Irma Freeman Center.
The West Center?
I don't know. I'm just gonna find a place.
Oh, okay.
So these are all about being dissociated and paralyzed. So this would be like the during part of my cancer, okay? I didn't make these until I was very, very complete with everything. So this is looking in hindsight. This is Bach. This is Bach. Zitterbart, Escher, and Bach. So this is all of the music of everybody who has ever loved me ever in my whole life. That's how I understand Dad being able to see like through his score behind a musician to what they were playing. Like there's a lot of math involved in conducting. So this is the Bach of Zitterbart, Escher, Bach. This is probably you and Eugene.
They are, besides all the meaningfulness, everything like that, you just plain all pretty.
I know, I make amazing art. This is Zitterbart, so this represents the bloodline that I'm in, my DNA. This is me and David and Dad's grandfather who was a conductor, composer. So this is Zitterbart. And so this is where I was experiencing a lot of my, the dissociation that was happening, where I would lose touch with reality.
You're such a good artist.
Thank you.
Besides all the symbolism, you know.
All of this is based on the same geometry as that pretty rainbow I showed you. Let me show you how Mom comes into this. I made Mom Escher, like MC Escher, because you all do the art, the fiber arts, you and Mom.
That's fabulous.
So that's me having to like look around and figure out like how do I be paralyzed and what's my name, and it was so confusing for so long. And now I can look back on it.
You're a good artist.
As creepy art. Or fully symbolic, because not everybody wants to see the pain. A lot of people just want to see the pretty.
It's very happy.
Yeah. That's the relief of it being done. That is having successfully completed the ordeal. That is the fire that was in my heart and that I drew on and that I experienced with the chemotherapy and radiation. I mean, there was so much.